Hey there guys, I'm Hello Japan, and welcome to a top 10 list. So I think I've done one of these probably a year or two ago over on Game Anyone, but I never did another top 10 list, and I personally enjoy watching top 10 lists, but I've never been the kind of person to write a script for this sort of thing. So as usual, like most of my content, if not all, this is going to be off the top of my head, but I do have a few sticky notes here with a list of my top 10 games that I went on Wikipedia, found a list of games that so far are slated for 2015 or are going to, or have been just like in the general year of 2015 is when they are supposed to or hypothetically going to be released. And keep that in mind. A lot of these games, or actually one or two of these games, I don't know. I don't think they're actually going to be released in 2015. At least I don't see them being released in 2015. But it is what it is. So, as always, these kind of lists are very opinion-oriented, or actually are opinion-oriented. So my games that I have on this list might not be your most anticipated games, and because of that, I'd like to know. Leave in the comments down below what your most anticipated games for the year of 2015 are, and yeah, hopefully we can get a bit of a discussion going. Anyway, my number 10, and hopefully if this all goes well, I'm going to have trailers or video footage playing in the background. I know trailers can be kind of sketchy territory, but I'm going to try, and if the video doesn't have trailers, that just means that it got flagged, or not flagged, but it got copyright claimed, and I'm just going to work something out. Maybe it's going to be stills, I'm not sure. But anyway, number 10, it's a series I'm kind of fond of. I would never really got into the game all too much when it was on the PS2. And that is Star Wars Battlefront. It is the new Star Wars Battlefront coming out from, I believe it's DICE. Is DICE actually making it? I believe they are. Or at least a section of them. Now this is one of the two games I said that I'm not sure if it's actually going to be out in 2015. Because it does not have a release date right now. At least I'm not sure. It might actually, but I didn't do the research to look it up. As far as I know, it is only slated for 2015. Like, that's just the general year. I'm thinking it will either be late 2015, sometime during the fall, like the holiday season, or we'll see it early January, February of 2016. Just because the little bits, that they've shown off, they haven't really shown too much. They've just shown a few animations of like the AT-ATs, kind of what looked like a Hoth-style level, different ships flying around, but they really haven't shown gameplay. Now, like I said, I could be wrong. I haven't been paying too much attention to this game. It's only that I don't know. I mean, like I said, I cared for the game when I played with my friends, but I never actually owned the game myself. It was one of those games I went over to my buddy's house and played it there. But am I still excited? Yeah, because it's the, possibly one of the first decent Star Wars games to come out in however long. I was looking forward to 1313, but when Disney bought Lucas, they canned the studio and canned the production, so that's that. So this is one of the few Star Wars games I am looking forward to, because it looks like it's going to be one of the few good Star Wars games. But anyway, number 9 is Let It Die. Now, some of you may be like, the fuck is Let It Die? Let It Die is actually a game coming to us from the genius that is Suda51. Now, there's only been glimpses and, slight whispers about the game, but it seems like it's going to be some form of beat-em-up, which makes me a little excited because I don't think I've ever played. I guess you could sort of categorize No More Heroes as a beat-em-up to an extent, but it's not really in the 3D beat-em-up vein, like, of games. When I think of beat-em-ups, I think of Double Dragon, Ransom City something, Rampage or something like that. But yeah, like Double Dragon and for a modern example, Anarchy Reigns, those sort of games are what beat 'em ups are like. So I'm really interested to see what kind of quirky things Suda can bring to us. And as always, I love any Suda games. I've played through most of his modern games, with the exception of Diabolical Pitch, which I have a Kinect now, so maybe I'll give it a try sometime. But no, I believe Let It Die is a PS4 exclusive, so those of you with an Xbox One or PC, sorry, it's not coming out for those platforms, at least not yet announced. It would, if anything, it would possibly jump over to PC, but I don't believe we're going to be seeing it on Xbox One. So kind of sorry about that, but yeah, very, very little is known about the game, yet I'm still very excited about it, because any new Suda thing always has me excited. Okay, so as for number 8, that is Zelda Wii U. Now, this is the second game where I'm not sure if it's actually be coming out this year. I really highly doubt it. If it does, it will be very late into the fall. Possibly late November launch or early December launch. I don't actually see it. I mean, because we haven't really seen anything. We've just seen the short little teaser trailer announcing the game. They've been talking about it. I mean, it's an open world game, for one, which I don't think Nintendo has ever, first-party Nintendo has ever done. I mean, they've done games with large scope, sure, but open world is something completely different. And I bet you they're going to run into very big technical problems because of that. I mean, open world games aren't easy to produce. They're bastards of a game to make. I mean, if you look at anything like Skyrim, or any, I guess, Bethesda Softworks game, there's always bugs. I mean, there's always bugs. Even not even just Bethesda, like modern day Rockstar games. Who else does open world? Was Square Enix with Just Cause? You know, those sort of games. There's a lot of technical things to it, and with a Zelda that's open world, it has me excited. It has me really fucking excited. But it's just at the same time, it's, I don't know. I don't see it being launched anytime soon. I'm thinking it's actually going to be I don't want to say summer, because most games don't come out during the summer. I'm actually going to say, I don't know, maybe early 2016. Maybe they'll do a summer launch, 2016. But I'm thinking that they'll hold it out until fall of 2016. I mean, I think we're going to have a while to wait for this game. I could be wrong. I mean, I've been wrong about a lot of launch dates before, because honestly, we don't know how far along they are. They could come out, I don't know, sometime during E3 next summer and be like, oh yeah, hey look, we're done with the game, it's launching next year. And be, hey, fuck yeah, man, that's awesome. But something about it tells me that just the technical problems, not even, I mean, problems, I don't know if there's problems, but technical aspects of an open world game are going to be very difficult for them to tackle. Because they've been more so a very traditional developer, in the sense like Mario's pretty much stayed the same with the exception of a few gameplay mechanics. Games overall have been pretty much identical to every other game though. Even the 2Ds have been similar to the original 2Ds, the new 3D games have been similar to the old 3D games. I mean, there hasn't really been a change. And even same with Zelda. You have usually a big Hyrule field, or something, you know, akin to big Hyrule field, and then you have it broken off into segments. And then you visit those towns, and then you visit those dungeons. But this is the truly, what I would consider their truly next-gen game. If they're really trying to tackle an open-world thing, you know, that could be fairly interesting. But I'm saying we're going to have a long wait until that until it happens. But yeah, let me know what you think of the next Zelda game, because I'm actually really excited about it. It might get me to buy a Wii U. Maybe. Like, I'm still broke as fuck, so like it's not gonna be easy to get, you know, money for a Wii U. But yeah. I'm still looking excited. I'm still looking forward to it. And as for number 7, that's Dead Island 2. Now, I played probably half an hour of Dead Island 1, maybe an hour of Dead Island 1. And it was fun, and I think it's one of those games I want to go back and revisit just to try and see if I can get into it again. But Dead Island 2, just from the short trailer they played off at what was it, E3 this past summer, has me really excited. I mean, if they're taking more of a funny tone, which it seems like they might, just given the trailer, yeah, that's very exciting for me, because I liked the whole idea of an RPG set with zombies, and it's kind of an interesting game. It was pretty fun. I mean, like I said, the hour that I played it, I had a decent time with it. For whatever reason, I just never went back to it. But the prospects of this being a funny game, something more similar to, what is it, Dead Rising, that could be pretty interesting if it keeps the first-person mechanics and it keeps most of the gameplay, but tweaks it a little bit to make it more modern. I'd be down with that. That'd actually be pretty fun. That'd be a pretty fun game. But again, as far as I know, I don't think there's too much information about it. Had the few trailers probably at this point now, but so yeah, still looking very forward to it. Only if it's going to be funny-ish. As for number 6, that's Halo 5 Guardians. Now this is, I believe we are going to see this in 2015. I believe there's just a year, only because there was a picture I saw tweeted out by 343 Studios. Is it 343 Studios or Industries? Well, whatever. 343, the people that are now developing Halo. They tweeted out a picture where someone came in and met with them, and then on the wall behind them there's a big clock. Big clock, and it said like 200 something odd days, or maybe it was 300 something odd days, but that basically indicated that we had people are assuming that meant, hey, that might be the countdown clock to the release of Halo 5, which I could see. I mean, Halo 5 has probably been in development I would imagine well before the release of the Xbox One, and probably right after they released Halo 4, so they probably got the dev kits, or early dev kits for Halo 5, for the Xbox One, and then worked around that, and then got the official dev kits for Xbox One, and now they've kind of been tweaking that, and trying to get as much power out of the Xbox One as you possibly can. And I'm really excited to see, and again, that's something I don't have an Xbox One, but it's just something I'm really excited to see, because Halo is probably my favorite first-person shooter franchise. I don't have too many favorites. I guess you could say Borderlands, but even then I haven't really gotten too much into Borderlands. I really do like Halo, though. It is a ton of fun, and I am kind of sad that I don't have an Xbox One to buy the Master Chief Collection, but I decided to get the PS4 just because I've had Sony since the I've had Sony since the PS1, and it's just kind of been in my life, so I wanted to decide with Sony for my first next-gen console. But yeah, looking very forward to Halo 5. Still, again, not much information about it. I mean, we do have more information than we did, but still not too crazy much. Okay, here we are. Top 5, guys. Now, number 5 is The Order 1886. Now, I'm kind of disappointed with the fact that it's not running at 60 FPS, because any shooter that doesn't run at 60 FPS is kind of disappointing. But regardless, the game does look really cool. It has this, for those of you unfamiliar, I guess it's set in 1886, I would imagine so. So it has this steampunk, futuristic, Victorian feel to it. It's really cool. Not too different, because a lot of other forms of entertainment have kind of tackled that area before. Steampunk in general, so it has these kind of futuristic looking guns, at least for the era. And it's set in Victorian, I think it's London, England? I believe so. Again, games that I'm excited for, basically these top 5, I've kept my head away, I've kept my ears shut from everything about it. I don't want to hear about it. I want to play it when it comes out and just get a fresh experience with it. But yeah, it's Order 1886. I don't know. I mean, again, because I've kept my head out of the clouds from it. That's not this phrase. Because I've just not paid attention to it. There we go. Not paid attention to it. Didn't watch any of the trailers. I really don't know much about it besides that you're in an order and you're killing werewolves or vampires or maybe both, or things that are invading London or wherever the game takes place, and that's basically what you do. So I'm kind of excited because of that. But like I said, the prospect of it being 30 FPS kind of has me bummed. And they were even saying fucking 24 frames. No, don't do 24 frames. It's just, for movies, it's fine because you're watching the movie. You're not watching the game. You're playing the game. And then whenever you play something that's that slow, it just feels unresponsive, and that's the problem. 30 frames, fine. You know, fuck it. Do 30 frames. That's whatever. If it can run well and if it runs solid at 30, it's okay. But I would prefer it to be at 60 just for the smoothness sake, I guess you could say. But yeah, I'm excited for 1886, and don't know when it comes out. Sometime 2015 though. Okay, number 4 is Bloodborne. Now, I'll be frank, I'm not the biggest Souls fan. I never really played much of Demon's Souls. I played a fair bit of Dark Souls, never played Dark Souls 2. But something about Bloodborne has me really, really excited for it. I don't know why, it just looks like it can be, it looks like it's going to be a very, very good game. A little bit faster paced than the Souls series, which I think that's kind of what's drawing me to it. And again, it has this weird, like, gothic Victorian era setting with, like, these demonic things, and it's a really cool setting, and maybe that's also another thing that has me really excited for it. Again, top 5 games. I've not really paid attention to it at all. I've watched a couple trailers for the title. Don't know anything about the story, but granted, you know, the Souls games really, the story was kind of within the gameplay. You had to figure it out yourself. So they're not really going to reveal too much about the story, I would imagine. But no, yeah, I'm very excited just for the gameplay aspect of the game. It looks like it's going to be a ton of fun, and I highly recommend anyone who's unfamiliar with the game to go check it out. And as always, I'm going to have links in the comments down below, or in the description down below. It's probably just going to be a list of the games that I have, like my top 10 list, but it's also going to include the Wikipedia link that I found all these games on, so you can go take a look at the games that are going to be released this year. But no, yeah, Bloodborne, PS4 exclusive, probably, maybe, PC release. Don't count on it though, because that's the weird thing about Sony, is that occasionally, if they do have it exclusive, like something like Killer is Dead, it did eventually get released on the PC, but I don't know if this title will. I think this is going to be a big selling game for them next year, and I don't really see them moving it over to PC. And Xbox One, there's no question, it won't be on Xbox One, only because it's a Sony exclusive. Okay, here we are, top 3, guys. Now, number 3 is No Man's Sky. Now, when No Man's Sky was announced, I was like, this is either going to be possibly the greatest game of all time, or a very, very, very mediocre and boring game. And I still have no idea what to expect from it. They've kind of been hush-hush about the game for a while. I just have no idea. I couldn't tell you what the game's about. I know you fly through space. I know you explore planets. I guess infinitely. Like, there's an infinite number of planets you can explore and all kinds of stuff you can do. But as for... I mean, as for, like, what's going on, I have no clue. I have no clue. And I like that. Because when I do eventually pick up the game, it'll be completely new and completely fresh, and I'll be very excited about it. And, yeah. So, again, sorry, like, a lot of these, now that we're getting closer to, like, the top games, I've really been closing myself off from the media from them. I'm really fucking excited for these games. So what do you guys think No Man's Sky is going to be? Do you hope that it's going to be a big title? You know, and if it is big, do you think it will last? But if you think it's going to flop, why do you think it's going to flop? I'm kind of scared that it might, because a lot of people have high expectations for it, but I'm thinking that the developer might underdeliver, but I still have faith. Still have faith. Okay. Now, number 2, I could say, you know, I kind of would imagine Sony would try to release this holiday 2015, but I can see it being pushed back to potentially Q1, Q2 of 2016, and that is Uncharted 4. I don't remember what the subtitle was, but there's another title besides that, Uncharted 4. No, yes, but I absolutely love the Uncharted series. I've played 1 to 3, and I've played Golden Abyss on the Vita. I've spent a lot of hours with the game. I've been thinking about buying the first 3 again, because I've sold them, but I've been thinking about buying the first 3 again and Let's Playing them in anticipation for this game, because I'm really, really excited for this. And any more, more Drake is always a good thing. But my problem is I have a feeling that a lot of people are gonna feel that the series is running dry, especially if it's more of the same. Because that's what the series has been suffering with so far, is that from game to game, sure, the story is engrossing, and sure, you love the characters, and you want to see more of the characters, but the game, not necessarily the gameplay, but even though it is the gameplay, but the story is just so same-ish, to an extent, if that makes any sense, for those of you who have played it. It's almost like an Indiana Jones, and that's what we want, but it's not quite an Indiana Jones, if that makes any sense. I don't know. I mean, it's always fun. It's always fun to play. And don't get me wrong, I love the story, and it's always been great fun. But once I played 3, I was like, I don't know, man. It's something about it. And then the Golden Abyss was okay. But hopefully with 4, I hope they either, revitalize the series, or possibly end Drake's story. That would be kind of cool to kill off, not kill off, but to end Drake's story and see if we can continue on with another character, or go back in time and maybe do adventures with Sully. I think that would be a really cool thing to do. Uncharted 5, Sully's shenanigans. There you go, I called it now. Uncharted 5, Sully's shenanigans, that's what's going to be called. I don't know. I'm excited, but at the same time, I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see what it does. But I don't imagine them completely killing Drake off. Maybe they'll retire him for a bit and then bring him back. But, I don't know. I want another Jak and Daxter, but I don't think I'm going to see that happen either for a long time or ever. So, it is what it is, but, not much I can do about it. And here we go, drum roll. Number 1. That was a really bad drum roll, sorry. Number 1 is The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. So I didn't ever play The Witcher 1 just because I kind of missed on it and I just didn't play it. But I did play The Witcher 2 and I loved it. I absolutely loved The Witcher 2, and I'm really, really excited for The Witcher 3 now. Again, didn't really pay much attention to it, didn't watch much of it, didn't look at, too much into it, but I did watch the intro cinematic, and fuck me sideways is this game beautiful. I am for sure going to be playing this on PC to get the best visuals and best quality I possibly can, because this is being released on Xbox One, PS4, and PC, of course. However, PC will be the definitive version you will want to get, just because it is so fucking gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Even, like, the gameplay on its own is astounding. And, and that's the thing, is, like, if you do get it on the next-gen systems, don't feel bad, because I'm sure the game will look brilliant as it is. I think it's gonna be running at 1080p 30 FPS, though. Keep that in mind, because they do want to keep those visuals of the game, and I think that's what they were going for. Visuals over... visuals over frame rate. I think that's what CD Projekt Red was doing. But again, if you have it on PC, you can set it however you want. Run at 1080p 60 FPS with low visuals, or 1080p 30 FPS, or 720p 60 FPS high quality. You can run it however you want. So that's kind of a cool thing. But yeah, that was my list. A little bit longer than I would have liked, but off the top of my head, not too bad. 25 minutes, roughly. Yeah, not too bad. But anyway, like I said, this is my list, my opinions of what, I think are going to be some of the better games and what I'm most excited for. And that's the thing, these games aren't necessarily the best games, and they could turn out to be piles of shit, which probably a couple of them are going to be. That's just how it kind of works out nowadays. overhype, and then you get it and you're like, wow, it's not as good as I thought it was. But yeah, I'm excited for these in general. Like I said in the beginning, if you have any games you're excited for, leave them down in the comments below. I would love to hear what you're excited for, whether it's just your most excited game or most anticipated game for next year or the years to come, or your top 10. You can place your top 10 down below. I will read it and respond to it, because I do that with everything. Okay, well, anyway, I want to thank you guys for watching. I've been Hello Japan. This has been my top 10 list of my most anticipated games of 2015. I'll see you guys next time with whatever I make. See ya!